SummerSlam has come and gone, and the man has come back around. We saw Becky Lynch make her big return at SummerSlam to a massive reaction, understandably so. But then what followed kind of, as in 20-something seconds, Becky Lynch defeated the very popular Bianca Belair to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. This was a McMahon machination. Vince McMahon wanted to do something that would get the crowd hyped, give them something spectacular in the absence of Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. And I get that. If you can't deliver on a match that you promised and you have to therefore over-deliver, bringing back Becky Lynch is certainly a strong way to go. But did we have to see it go down this way? Did Becky Lynch have to destroy Bianca Belair in 20-something seconds and take the championship from her? No. I can think of another way. I can think of several other ways. In fact, I can think of 10 different ways that we could have brought Becky Lynch back to WWE at SummerSlam. Now, I've used the same people that are around WWE at this point. I haven't added any extra segments to SummerSlam. I've used the moving parts that we've got, but I think I've created alternatives that don't harm Bianca Belair, but still give us the return of Becky Lynch. So let's go through them. Okay, the first one. It's a basic one. We have Becky Lynch saving Bianca Belair from a beatdown. We're not getting Sasha Banks versus Bianca at SummerSlam, so we may have Carmella come out and do the thing. What's to stop, for example, instead of Carmella, maybe Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax marching over saying, we're not on SummerSlam, we're gonna take it out on you, Bianca Belair. Then have Becky Lynch's music hit. Here comes Becky Lynch. She manages to save Bianca Belair from getting a shoe-in from two members of the roster. Big pop, hold up the hand. You can even do afterwards, you can even do Becky Lynch saying, hey, now I'm back, I'm coming for that title of yours, Bianca, I'm coming for you. You can still set up a Belair and Lynch match, but not in a destructive manner. Okay, so that's your first way. We kind of build on that idea for method number 2. Team up with Bianca Belair. Let's do what we did there. Let's have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler come out and go, hey, Belair, boff, right? Let's have Becky Lynch charge to the ring to make the save. Let's have an impromptu tag team match. We can see Bianca fighting against some opponents, which she may not have mixed it up with so much recently, and then Becky Lynch can get a hot tag. She can do a couple of big moves. Everybody's happy. And then even then after that, you can still do hey, I want to fight with you down the road. You can still do all that. Option number 3 sees Bianca Belair in a more competitive environment, and we're going to lean into another member of the roster who wasn't part of SummerSlam. I'm talking about Asuka. So, Asuka isn't injured. She's confirmed that. She's still very much around. So if you can't give us Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, I genuinely believe that crowd in Vegas would have been delighted if Asuka's music had hit and we got Belair versus Asuka instead. We could have had a competitive match between these two. Belair could have eventually won, and then afterwards have Becky Lynch get the big pop and make her way out to the ring. And then she can go, hey, the man is back and the man wants that. You can do that. You've given us a competitive match. You've got Asuka on the card, and Becky Lynch comes out to do the challenge afterwards. So there is that. We twist that idea a little bit for number 4. If you're going to turn Becky Lynch heel, we know that Becky Lynch being the bad man is a Becky Lynch idea. So if Becky wants to be the baddie, that's still simple. We have what we had there. Asuka, Belair, competitive match. Bianca saw from the fight. Here comes Becky Lynch. Instead of doing the challenge, just batters her, even gets a chair out, smashes her with a chair. If you want to do the heel turn there, you can, and then you can tune in Friday on SmackDown to find out why, Becky, why? There you go. You haven't harmed the title reign of Bianca Belair, and you're building. These first 4 are options that allow you to do Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch, but do it with a bit of build. Give us a little bit of something to look forward to going into, what's the next pay-per-view? It's Extreme Rules, isn't it? You could do that for Extreme Rules. If Becky Lynch isn't going to be 100% by then, we know that Becky Lynch's return date was scheduled for October, but the absence of Sasha Banks expedited that, so we could even move it back to October. We could be a match that we do a little bit further down the line. You could headline Survivor Series. We could do it that way. But all these first four set up for Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch in a way that doesn't take the belt off of Bianca Belair. Now, we don't need to bring back Becky Lynch during the Bianca Belair segment. We don't. Method number 5, why not have Becky Lynch save the Olympians? So Gable Stevenson and Tamara Mensah-Stock, they came out, didn't they, during the show? They gave it the big wave. It was nice to see some Olympic wrestlers there. How's about Otis and Chad Gable head out there and go, hey, we're proper wrestlers, not like you. We're going to beat you both up. Here comes Becky Lynch to help out the Olympians and send these guys packing. We could even see Mensah-Stock slamming Otis. And Becky Lynch is in the mix with the Olympians. It's a great way to get WWE on other media outlets with Becky Lynch in the middle. Oh, come on. USA Today wouldn't lap up like Mensah-Stock and Stevenson having their arms raised by Becky Lynch. That's a great pair. And, you know, it showcases them. They're going to be part of the system. You know for a fact they're going to be doing something in WWE soon. And it puts them with the man, one of the biggest stars the company currently has. So maybe not doing something with them. We look to the future and we look to the Queen of the Ring tournament. We know that is around the corner. It has been talked about by numerous sources, but not made official yet. Maybe Becky Lynch could come out to a big old lovely reaction and officially declare for the Queen of the Ring tournament. That can be her big comeback, that she's going to enter the tournament. And Becky Lynch, who has that fighting spirit, can go, hey, look, as the man, I worked my way to the top and now I'm back. I'm going to earn my way back to the top again. I like the sound of that. That's a method that we could do. Have Becky Lynch in a position where she fights her way back up to the top again and does it through the Queen of the Ring tournament. We could do it that way. This is a bit controversial, this one. How about we get Becky Lynch sizing up Roman Reigns? All right, now I know that we had the Brock Lesnar bit at the end of the night, but say for whatever reason we couldn't do the Brock Lesnar bit. How about we have the two biggest stars in WWE, two of the biggest stars in WWE, having themselves a square down at the end of the night? Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch. It would certainly get people talking. Whether or not you would do that match, I don't know. You're on the fence about that one. I can tell. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the man beating somebody up from the men's division. So how's about, instead of Roman Reigns, how about we get Becky Lynch to batter Baron Corbin? How does that sound? Corbin's been down on his luck. He could easily just come out at SummerSlam during the show, a little bit sorry for himself. And just to add to the misery, here comes Becky Lynch making her return, remembering the end of days that she got planted with a few years ago. And she just clatters Corbin. Be a great little moment to add to the misery of Baron Corbin and to really establish Becky Lynch as somebody, you know, back in the mix again. Another way that you could possibly do it. If you want to keep Becky Lynch in the women's division, there is two more methods that I would like to throw at you, and both involve one of her biggest rivals in the division's history, and that being Charlotte Flair. Now, it's weird to not put Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch together because we've heard the chants for Becky every time Charlotte Flair has been back in front of a live crowd. So to not do that is strange. So how's about, instead of getting in there with Bianca Belair, we can let that play out in a different way, and we could have Charlotte Flair win the Raw Women's title, as she did, and Becky Lynch comes out post-match, and these two have a stare down. Maybe we even lead into Becky Lynch just battering Charlotte Flair. That would make everybody very happy. Almost as happy as they would be with my final one. Vince McMahon seemed very adamant that he wanted to put the championship on Becky Lynch that night to give a very spectacular return. So how's about this? How's about Charlotte Flair wins the Raw Women's Championship and then says, anyone in the back, I'm feeling good tonight, I'm going to defend this right now. Oh, here's Becky Lynch. And then you can do the faked handshake, slap in the face, manhandle 1, 2, 3 on Charlotte Flair. Everybody's happy with that. No one wants to see Charlotte Flair as the Raw Women's Champion. So why don't we do what we did to Bianca Belair to Charlotte Flair? Give Becky the Raw Women's title, the belt that she gave up. So there's a little storyline caveat there as well. And we take it from there. I personally think if you have to have Becky Lynch holding a belt at the end of the night, take the one off Charlotte. She deserves it. 10 things, or 10 ways that you could have brought back Becky Lynch that didn't completely derail the momentum of Bianca Belair. Can you think of any more? Why not drop them in the comments below? I'm Tom Campbell for Cultaholic. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.